Hey, welcome back to Album April. It's April 14th, and today I listened to Daydream Nation by Sonic Youth. This is another one of those albums that's from some group I've never heard of before, but I'm told were hugely influential in the rock genre. I've listened to a bunch of those albums for Album April so far, including this one already. And while albums in this very strange niche have also included some of the better ones I've even listened to for Album April, like Remain in Light or In the Airplane Over the Sea, this is one that I just didn't like. I did not like this at all. It's not straight up pretentious and annoying like The Queen is Dead by the Smiths, but it is just so tedious. It's not torturously tedious like Blood on the Tracks or Physical Graffiti, but these songs just overstate their welcome in record time. I want to make it very clear I know nothing about Sonic Youth. The only thing I know about them is that they made this album. So I'm sure a lot of people have a lot of really nice things to say about the band, and honestly, I'm sure they're all great artists. I just did not like this album and the choices they made while producing it. According to the Wikipedia article about Sonic Youth, they are known for their quote-unquote unorthodox guitar tunings. Over the past couple of years, I've learned a lot about music theory, and one part of music theory that I just don't mess with at all is microtonality. For those of you who don't know, microtonality is going in steps of pitch even smaller than the half step that is normally the smallest step that we use. And that is something that inevitably will happen when you do something outside the standard 12-tone tuning. To make a long story short, several parts of this album sound like ass. There was this one chord in this one song that was so ugly, I felt like it had to use microtonality, and if it didn't, they really went out of their way to find the ugliest chord you could make using normal tuning. But that can ultimately be boiled down to personal taste, and I'll expand on that a bit later. But there was also this one part of the album where they literally just blasted guitar feedback directly into my ear. I also want to talk about the vocal performances on this album. Every single song on Daydream Nation, save for one, is performed by one of three people: Thurston Moore, Kim Gordon, and Lee Ronaldo. All three of them are guilty of the following, but Kim Gordon in particular was guilty of this. I think it's kind of charitable to describe what they did on that album as singing. It felt more like slam poetry. It kind of just felt like they were talking into a microphone, and if there was any sort of tonality, that was a coincidence. This really helps to kill any sort of melody or like recognizable tunes from the songs, at least to me, which is a big part of the reason why all these songs just merge together into this big amorphous blob. However, that can once again be boiled down to a stylistic choice I just didn't agree with. I want to make it clear, most of my problems with this album can be boiled down to just a difference in opinion. I always think of things like dissonance in music as sort of like spiciness in food. People have different tolerances for it, and there are different contexts that could make it not even less noticeable, but like work with the overall product better. But there has to be a point where to a person it stops feeling like food that has some spice to it and just becomes spicy food, like a Hot Wings challenge or something. Daydream Nation by Sonic Youth felt like a Hot Wings challenge to me. If I had to pick one song from the album that I would say that I liked, it's probably Hey Joni. It's one that I remember being fairly melodic and didn't overstay its welcome. But overall, this was just not the album for me. It is my least favorite album of this month so far. I could definitely see where it influenced a lot of the alt-rock of the 90s, but in its original form, it just was not for me. Alright, thank you for listening. I'll see you tomorrow.